What's up, everybody? Joe White here. To all those who came in and commented and liked the live stream yesterday, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Today I want to talk a little bit about NXT. They kicked it off with the Jordan Grace, Stevie Turner match, and they ended it with the Ethan Page contract signing. I thought it was a very good way to sandwich in those 2 hours. I still Man, I honestly I miss the days when NXT was only an hour long. I really do. That show, I mean, it was actually a little bit easier to sit through last night. Um, but when I'm tired and I've driven all day, 2 hours is a lot to ask for me. But that's just me. I mean, I mean, do we really need the summit for the North American title with a bunch of women who I mean, let's face it, a bunch of green as goose crap women sitting there going, while Booker T is sitting there going, yeah, man, these the girls while they all have hot mics on are going, yep, that's right, get it, girl, No, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't know who's gonna win that North American title. I really, if I have it to give it to anybody, it's probably the Fallon Henley. I mean, if I had to pick one, since she's turned heel, and I think she needs that little bit of a boost, but it's either going to be her or maybe give it to Mia Yim and let Mia Yim do some things. But they've never treated Mia Yim as a star before, so why start now? That kind of thing. Um, the dichotomy between Vic Joseph and Booker T is flat out annoying sometimes. I mean, the arguing like an old married couple is just flat out annoying at times. I like Vic Joseph. I would like to see him maybe wear a suit instead of dressing like a damn 16-year-old kid. But the Jordan Grace Stevie Turner match, Jordan Grace gave her way more than I thought she was gonna. This was actually a very good match, a very good back and forth. Uh, Stevie Turner's got potential. I'll say that. And this match, even though it was designed to help put Jordan Grace over, that juggernaut driver, by the way, oh my God. She looks like she's going to kill somebody every time she does it. It's like that tiger driver that Osprey uses. One day somebody's going to get their neck legit broke. Anyway, good match between those two. I'm glad that they gave Stevie Turner a little bit more to work with. I'm glad that it wasn't just a 10-second go in there, boom, boom, hit the finish, pin, that's it. Um, I like the Impact references that they're dropping, the TNA references. Hey, hinting at maybe the NXT people will show up there. Now, here's the kicker. They actually need to show up there. This better not be some goofy ass deal where they go, oh, I think I'll show up here. Maybe I'll make an impact, and then we never see them. And it's like, well, what was the point of all this? There is a report going around that AJ Styles is going to show up there in TNA again. Um, I thought that maybe they would do a deal where he actually would retire, and then you know, I would have done it this way because they had me thinking like this: have him retire, legit retire, move him to the alumni section of WWE.com, like that means anything, but anyway, and then have him show up down in TNA. But that's not the route they're going. They want to run Cody and him back one more time. It's smart. It's going to be a good match. Um, don't know if it's going to happen at Clash of the Castle. It might happen at Money in the Bank in Toronto. I think the great Canadian crowd would, pop their corks for that. It'd be interesting to see. Um, but yeah, then I think once AJ loses again, then he'll show up in TNA. There's rumors of him winning the X Division title from um, Mustafa Ali. I'm sorry, man. I've never really. I like Mustafa Ali. I like his work, but there's something keeping him from being a main eventer in my eyes. And AJ Styles is main event territory. Why would you want him working in the X Division title? I mean, he should be going after Moose and putting Moose over, maybe. Maybe you have him and Moose, and then somebody from WWE comes and interferes. Who knows? There's a million ways you could do this. I have faith in Triple H, and I would say I have faith in Scott D'Amore if he was there, but I don't really have faith in the TNA creative to not make a mockery out of this. Let's see here. What else can we talk about from the show? The Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page stuff. I got annoyed by Trick Williams last night. I really did. I really got annoyed by the Trick Williams thing last night. In that he keeps saying, oh, I don't care what's in the contract. Just sign him to a deal. Just sign him to a deal. Why does he have to be signed to a deal? Why can't, you're independent contractors. Why can't they just sign him? Hey, this is a one-time deal with him. He attacked you. You want to get your revenge? Okay, but it's going to be non-title. And I know what people are saying. Well, where's the fun in that? Yeah, you're to a certain extent, you're right. But you don't need to have your world heavyweight champion roaming around wondering if somebody is signed or not. Now, for Ava to do that, I can't, her going, hey, I can't agree to this. This is not fair. I like that. I like Ava's work. I like Ava Rain's work here. She looks good out there. She's having fun. You can tell she's having fun with the GM role. It suits her. Robert Stone kind of being her assistant and her lackey. I could totally see them doing something with Robert Stone trying to take over and be the heel there, but that's way down the line. Um, but I like Ava's work and her going, I can't acquiesce to whatever he wants. And Trick Williams is going, okay, yes you can, yes you can. If it means me getting a match, yes you can. And then Ethan Page sliding me, being the slimy heel, all ego, coming in and getting a world title shot right off the bat. And now you know why Ava was saying that it wasn't fair. Why she couldn't agree to everything. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And I'm looking forward to the match. I think Ethan Page should win. I think the luster of Trick Williams as champion is gone. Um, it's like, okay, you're a champion. Now what? Now what do we do with you? We have you run around with you know, we have you run around with Lash Legend, and then they immediately squash that with Lash Legend going, sorry, this thing between me and you, even though they really never came out and said there was a thing between me, those two, but it was hinted at. This is over. I got to go focus on the North American title, which she's not going to win. If Lash Legend wins that North American title, it would shock me, greatly shock me. But I did not like how they wrapped that up so quickly with a damn thing in the back. Um, they did do a thing where Oro Mensah attacked Ethan Page last night after NXT went off the air. This was their go home show, and we on the go home show we get a title match announced. It's very very short notice. It's no build really whatsoever. Um, I hope I just hope Ethan Page wins. I really would like to see Ethan Page as a champ. He's good on the mic. The crowd hates him. He's a good worker in the ring. Um, and I did like how Trick Williams was like, I don't care where any of you guys come from, where you've been, what you've done. You're trying to come in here and take the rug out from underneath of us, and it ain't right. I like that aspect of it. Um, Trying to think here. They had Jordan Grace walking in the back, and I think with Ariana Grace and the crazy chick, I can't remember her name right off the bat, saying, "Hey, your title is important to me too." So maybe we could see her going down to TNA. Um, the rumor is that they're trying to use TNA as a feeder system, much like AEW should have been using TNA as a feeder system. They should have been, that relationship went out the door very quickly. And it's not because anything went wrong. It's just Tony Khan found a new toy to play with over in New Japan. And with New Japan, you can, their crowds are more adapt to New Japan. Those crowds um, those crowds over there at AEW could give two what's about TNA. But for some reason, they love when Japan shows up. They'd rather cheer for the foreigners than the other domestic promotion and help that other domestic promotion rise. Now, there's also a rumor going around that they are trying to use this as it's weird because they did the whole Wednesday Night War bit and they got their butts kicked. But they're trying to help TNA become a competitor, help them become a competitor to AEW. You know, the old little bighorn. You put if you can't get them directly, you surround them and then drive them away from you, drive them out of the water. Um, it's weird though because TNA just fired a bunch of people. They just fired Dave Sahadi. They just fired a bunch of behind the scenes guys. They fired Scott D'Amore at the beginning of the year. Um, it shocks me, how they're cost cutting, but they want WWE wants them to be a competitor, and the rate it's going, if they keep cutting and cutting and cutting, this could lead to WWE just buying TNA outright. The problem is if they buy TNA from Anthem, Anthem's not going to want them on their network anymore because that's the whole reason why Anthem bought Access TV was so that places like TNA would have a home. But I don't know what's going to happen with TNA. TNA is just weird as it's always been. As it's always been. TNA has just been weird. You can't never have a structure in that company from a managerial standpoint and from a behind the scenes standpoint. You can't. It seems like they can't never get ahead of the curve when it comes to, hey, they should have just let Scott D'Amore buy the damn thing. They really should have. They fired him and he tried to buy it and they said no. And now they go on around firing everybody and cost cutting, and it seems like they're abandoning them. Why? They don't want them. They don't want them to get any bigger. I've said this in other videos. Why am I gonna get excited to go to work for a company that does not want to spend money on the company? Their parent company does not want to spend any more money. If they wanted to spend money, they would have they would have kept Scott D'Amore around and went with his ideas. But they didn't. I said this months ago when Scott D'Amore got fired, and the rumor became that he wanted to put more money into the company, and they said no. It boggles my mind. This company still wants to be in business, but they want to run it on a shoestring. They don't want to run it. You can't be like that. At the beginning of the year, TNA felt like they were really slipping into a point where they could operate and grow. And Access and Anthem and Access and everybody else just is like, nope, we don't want you to grow. Now WWE's wanting them to grow, and want to help them grow, but Anthem still is not going to spend any more money. And in fact, they're going to cut costs even further. Just, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So that's my thoughts on NXT. That's my thought. We no QR code. I don't think we'll get one. I don't think we'll get one Sunday either. I'm gonna watch on Sunday because the PLEs from NXT are always awesome. Well, not always, but most 9 times out of 10 they're good. Then we got SmackDown this Friday for another QR code. I still think something's gonna happen with that website. It said secret at the top, but I think they're maybe saving that for um, next week sometime. Maybe we get another Twitch stream. Maybe we find out more from the sexy shrink as to what's going on with her. I hope they. I hope that isn't where her thing ends. Like, oh, Howdy's corrupted her. Now she's got to walk around for life with that grin on her face. You know. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna jump off here. We'll see you down the road.